The show's been following the Mark Walters saga. Its sports empire, it appears to be crumbling due to a federal investigation. According to the news site Puck, his efforts to bring in cash included attempting, get this, to have the Lakers and Dodgers removed from their TV contracts in exchange for what could only be described as a large lump sum payment. Ben Horney joins me now. He is a reporter at Front Office Sports. Ben, it's great to have you with us. Mark Walter matters because he owns the Lakers, the Dodgers, and Chelsea Football Club. That puts him on a marquee level in the sports ownership world. What is happening to that empire, and what does this federal investigation have to do with it?
Yeah, Major, thank you so much for having me. It's great to be here. This is a complicated situation where everything's moving fast, lots of news coming out, possibly as we speak. So I'll do my best
Right.
to explain what I know. So yes, Mark Walter, he has owned the Dodgers for over a decade now. He's only owned the Lakers for a very short time period, which we'll get into that. And he owns a stake of about 13% in the Chelsea soccer team. He made his money in the investment world. He co-founded a firm called Guggenheim Partners. He also has a personal investment firm called TWG Global. And that is kind of where the issues have arisen. Now, to get to your question, how does all of this kind of coalesce into one issue here? What happened is that his investment companies, he has a private credit arm of his business, and he also owns life insurance companies, and he was apparently using policyholders' life insurance money to fund investments, potentially such as the Dodgers, Lakers, etc. Now, we don't know all of those for sure, but it seems like he was taking policyholders' money and using it. And I'll stop there and let you get to some more questions.
Right. And if that is true, that elevates this story's importance because it's not just about sports. It's about policyholders, what their expectations are of that policy, and money moving in places it ought not to move.
So that's correct. Although I also want to just be clear, the idea of using the policyholders' money for other uses, it's not necessarily illegal on its face. The potential illegal action here, as far as I understand it, is that his companies didn't disclose how much of that was happening. So they disclosed that there was like 1.4 billion in so-called affiliated investments, which means that they were using that money from those life insurance companies to fund other investments. And then that was last year. And then much more recently in June, in a disclosure filing, the companies noted, hey, there have been federal subpoenas due to these investigations. It's the federal government as well as, the Department of Justice and the SEC. And because of that, we went and looked back and we're actually restating our filings. It wasn't 1.4 billion. It was like close to 17 billion. So the issue is that they were, for some reason, not properly disclosing the crazy wild amount of money that they were using, possibly because there were shady things going on. Although, again, that's speculation.
Ben, and that brings us to our last question, which is clearly Mark Walter has liquidity issues, which is why it appears he's willing to sell the Lakers and he might be willing to sell that stake in the Chelsea Football Club.
It seems like he's trying to come up with as much cash as possible. Depending what you read, you'll see different amounts that he supposedly needs. But what I have been told is that the Lakers sale was indeed tied to this. He is trying to raise cash. He's trying to sell the Chelsea stake. I was told that those talks have been happening from before this, but they've been revived by this. And he certainly hasn't put the Dodgers on the market. But yesterday there was a report that said, well, the team isn't for sale. They certainly could accept unsolicited offers, which kind of sounds like someone saying, hey, feel free to make some offers for the Dodgers. So, yeah, it does seem like he's in need of cash.
And that's why this story matters. Ben Horney, I appreciate your time very much. Thank you.